Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, 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 what's up, family? Welcome to MMAHOLICS. As always, this is episode 55 of the MMAHOLICS. Thank y'all for joining us. I'm your boy Antoine. This is the boy Nikki. Happy New Year to all of you. Took a much needed hiatus from the sport, watching every card every weekend. Most definitely can definitely take some time out of your personal life, dedicating time every Saturday to sit down and watch these fights, most definitely. But we got some more fights coming up, some great ones, got some numbered events, and no more pay-per-views. That shit's finally fucking dead. You feel me? Literally after fucking years. But how you been, Nikki? How you doing, bro? We finally got some fights to talk about after fucking a month and a half
Yeah,
of no
6 weeks,
fights.
right? 6 weeks, dude. It's crazy. It's been a while. But I actually have not been watching the fights because me and you got that Paramount deal and we got the membership now. So I've been up at, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. when I can't sleep, Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan or, whatever I want to watch. It's cool. So if you guys don't have that Paramount subscription, you're thinking about getting it, obviously you should so you can watch the fights this weekend with us. Um, but yeah, I mean the sport took its time away from us too. It was a sad time. It was a rough time. No fights. There wasn't much going on during that time. But it's been
Mhm.
good, dude. The holidays were good. Spent time with family. It's awesome, bro. I'm glad to be back.
Nah, I mean you both, man, and like it was good because we were still going back and forth as we always do. We've texted my NBA on Christmas and stuff like that. The stuff we got going on is collaborating, new ideas and shit like that. But man, even then, before we do get started, even just talking about the cards for this year, because there's a lot we could talk about from the fight announcements to a lot of this shit. I did want to just reflect on 2025 right quick because we never got to do our awards or categories or anything like that. Just had a short list just off the top of the people in fights that I already had ideas about, really assigning awards to. So I did have Merab Dvalishvili as the fighter of the year for my 2025. I know people, are talking about, oh, he lost this and that at the end of the year. You can't give it, a fighter who lost fight of the year. But like, I disagree with that. I think he literally was the embodiment of fighter of the year. He gave the fans everything they wanted. He stepped out there like 4 or 5 times in title fights to keep the fans entertained year round. There was a bunch of times where we weren't gonna have a main event if Merab didn't pop out. Even like at UFC 316 before the international fight week card. That was a great card. You feel me? I enjoyed 316. That was when Juliana Pena lost her belt to Kayla Harrison. And we know that Merab fought at 323. Like he fought at 311 when he fought Umar Nurmagomedov. Like he's fighting his ass off. He was fighting so much this year and he really didn't give himself any time to really recover. He beat Corey Sandhagen at UFC 320. Like he was doing so much, Merab Dvalishvili. And I thought it was kind of unfair just because he lost his belt after a fifth weight cut just to try to take that title from him, like, the fighter of the year, that is. I think that was kind of fucked up. You feel me? Like, and kind of short sighted. A lot of people had Islam Makhachev being fighter of the year for 2025. And I get it. He stepped up in weight. He wanted, a second belt in a whole new weight class in dominant fashion at that, for sure. But I just think with Islam, he only fought like 2 times. You feel
Two or
me?
three times, right? Yeah. He had the what was it? He had the fight in February against
Versus Renato Moicano, and then he fought
Moicano.
Jack Della Maddalena at the end of the year,
JDM.
and
Yeah.
that was it, man. And it's not like that's not a lot, I get it. There's still a title defense. It's like the Armin one.
Even
That
Joshua
thing,
Van fought 5 times in the year, right?
indeed, yeah. And
Yeah, so
he was the pick for a lot of fucking dudes because obviously he went on to become the champion by
don't
the
do
end of the year
that. Oh shit.
and shit like that. Nah, I'm not talking shit, man. Because if I saw him in person, obviously I'd give him all respect, but I would stand 10 toes down and I would hold my opinion that he has to beat Pantoja to really call himself the champion. In my opinion, that's an interim belt right now, regardless of who Josh Van fights. That's an interim title. In my opinion, again, it's no disrespect to him. If he fights fucking, because he's talking about a grudge match with Manel Cop and shit like that and all that. So I think that is a good fight. They probably will fight next while Pantoja recovers. They said he doesn't need surgery and all that, thank God. But staying with Van, I just really thought that, it's kind of bullshit, to give a guy who won a title fight off an injury. We watch fights all the time. We know what regular endings are to fights. We know what regular conclusions are. We watch fights all the time. You feel me? You're not gonna snap your arm 26 seconds into the fight and then you just sprawl out on the ground and the dude just puts his hands up and like that's the fight. Like, no, man, it doesn't work like that. You feel me? So I did think Marab was fighter of the year, through all the things that happened, even at the end of the year with Josh Van, with Islam Makhachev. Fight of the year. That one was kind of interesting. I was thinking about it. Fight of the year to me was probably Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van.
That was a good one.
That was the best fight of the entire year, in my opinion. Out of everyone that stepped into the cage, it was most definitely that one. I mean, yeah, man, like in terms of like most improved fighter, I thought I'd probably say, in my opinion, it's Nasruddin Imavov. I thought Nasruddin Imavov improved a lot last year, finishing Israel Adesanya, beating Kyle Bahayo in Paris in the main event, and he's lined himself up for a title fight at that. So I really thought that Nasruddin Imavov was the most improved fighter, as the most improved player and stuff like that. I want to give a shout out to the boy Vix Patty for hopping in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us this early. We appreciate you, most definitely. So those are my 3 categories. Again, it was kind of off the dome. It's really like the meat and potatoes of what the categories people mainly pick and stuff like that. So that I had a most improved fighter of the year, and a fight of the year. And yeah, of course, my female fighter of the year was Valentina Shevchenko. Thought she had a great year. She beat Manon Fiorot, which everyone had her fucking losing to in the first place. And then she dominated Zhang Weili in a 25-minute affair. And yeah, like she went through the Grasso shit, the year prior, all that back and forth. She won that trilogy. And then she beat a number 1 contender who everyone thought was gonna beat her, like with this whole Natalia Silva shit. And then like, yeah, man, and then she went out there and she beat Weili. So I thought Valentina was my female fighter of the year. And that was it, man. I thought 2025 was a great year for fights. I thought it was phenomenal. I'm thinking back, because 311 was the first pay-per-view. Because that one was in January. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because 310 was in December. So I can't tell you what the first pay-per-view was of last year.
310
Was
in
it?
January. Yeah.
No. The first pay-per-view, because that was the Pitoja and Asakura. That was in December, near the end of the year. Because
Then 311 was the first it was February though.
2025. I was thinking like
It was
the
February
year.
1st. Yeah, it was February 1st.
Yeah, I was thinking like the year before that. But yeah, I thought 2025 in general was a good fucking year, most definitely for MMA. I thought it had some great fights. 311 was good. 312, that was Australia. I thought that was pretty good. I mean, the main events or whatever, they weren't that good. The top kind of Suarez fight and Whaley and that Strickland and DDP rematch. 313, that was Magomed and Alex. That wasn't that good the first time. 314, that was Miami with Alex and Diego. That was great. 315, that was Bilal and Jack. That was great. And like I said, from then on there, 316, that was Marab and Sean. That was decent. 317 was, oh yeah, event of the year. Event of the year was probably UFC 317. That was when Ilya Topuria knocked out Charles in the main event of International Fight Week. That was a cinematic card with a cinematic finish. That was that was probably the best fight, the best event last year for me was UFC 317. And that's it for me, man. Unless you got anything you want to say about last year before we move on to this new era.
That's it, bro. We in 2026. I'm ready to move on to the new year. Ready for some new fights, some new fighters. I'm ready for it all, bro.
Most definitely. And yeah, so obviously we had a shit ton of fight announcements from UFC 326. That's Charles and Max. That's the BMF title fight. That card's already looking pretty good. Matter of fact, we can just scan over these other pay-per-views before we get to 324 right quick. It's like the breakdown itself won't be that long. So we could go ahead and pull up 325. This card is next Saturday at that. So we're getting 2 fight nights, 2 pay-per-views, well, numbered events back to back. So that's pretty fucking lit. I'm not gonna lie. They only bring out the big guns like this when they're really trying to impress the fans, like really trying to like they're just super intentional when they do this kind of shit. But how do you feel about the upcoming pay-per-views like 325 and 326?
I love the poster, dude. I think they could. I thought this was gonna be a year where like maybe this is this poster style for all the like you got the champion in the back feeling like the big boss, then you got the challenger up front. I would love like a whole year of this style of poster. This is like cool, they're not facing off on the poster, but like I love the style. The fight's cool. I seen a lot of people they don't like this main event. I like it. I think it was a very competitive first fight. Um, they say, what does it do for Volk? I think it's another, defense. What does any fight in that division do for Volk at the end of the day, if nothing
Yep.
matters? So, 14 fights, it's nice. Hopefully it stays 14 fights. Starts at 5, hour earlier. Um, I like it. I like the main event. If you want to look down it really quick, got the Hangman in the co-main event versus Benoit. Um, Another fighting nerd versus Eve. That's a really good fight. Got some heavyweight action. I think it's a solid card.
The return of Tai Tuivasa.
Got Oban Elliott. That's Chael Sonnen's favorite boy. And then Taffa. Is it both Taffa brothers fighting?
I think so. Junior. I think not Justin got cut.
Justin got cut. Oof. Okay.
Yeah. Justin
We
got
got some
cut.
road
Yeah.
to the UFC fights, which I will have to do some research on because I am
Aaron
not.
Tao. Aaron, I did not know he was on there. Wow, because he was on Contender Series. He lost to I think Cameron Smotherman, and that's how he's in the UFC now.
Okay.
And that was I'm pretty sure you all saw what happened today with Cameron Smotherman.
Yeah.
That was absolutely
Scary,
devastating.
dude. I think
Like,
it's crazy as a coach to know your fighter was that drained. I guess they didn't, but like usually there's people walking by the fighters. They kind of just left him there to die. Like I didn't like that. There should be someone near the fighter. That's happened so often that they stumble. What are you gonna wait till he hits a metal bar on the like he's one step closer to those stairs, he hits his head on the handrail, dude. It gets even scarier. They just let him plop like that. I hate that.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and like because you could hear the dudes reacting in the background, like, oh my god. Like I've
Yeah.
never like I've gotten lightheaded before, like really lightheaded, like actually felt like my brain like shift and stuff like that. But I've never ever full on fainted before. I've never done that in my life.
Yeah, no, that's scary. Same thing. I've gotten lightheaded. I've been dizzy at the gym. I actually like recently, like a few weeks ago, we were doing a guillotine escape, and I was escaping the guillotine, and it was just tight the whole time. And as I got out of it, like I sat down to my knees, and I was just like, I was losing it. My boy was like, "Yo, are you okay?" And I was just like, it took me like a few seconds to recover, but I've never fainted before. Thankfully, I would hate.
Mhm.
It'd probably be so weird, dude. I don't know.
No, I agree. And shout out to Thomas. Thomas Manzan. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Manzanero in the chat. Most definitely. Just want to make
Manzanero.
sure.
I think we got an Italian in here. He's
Most
Italian.
definitely. Yeah, I just want to make sure I got your name right. Got to give you all due respect, Thomas. Thank you so much for joining us, brother. Most definitely. Um, yeah, I do like this card. I do like it. They paid a lot of money. Well, not Australia paid them a lot of money to always go over there. I don't know the promotion off the top of my head, but you always see like the Western Australian logo on the backdrop of the UFC. So they're really familiar with that area. Obviously, they're always out there. They have a lot of fighters on the roster from Australia. They keep an Australian champion. To be quite honest, especially at
Hmm.
this point, it is really interesting. Any fighter from that Oceania region, whether like it was Rod Sanya, Robert Whitaker, Robert is fucking Australian. So like, they've always had at least since around 2017, something like that. They've really had a strong Australian presence in the UFC. So it is really interesting. And of course, with Volkanovski literally being one of the greatest fighters, regardless of weight division, it is pretty interesting. I do agree with you in terms of the main event. It could have been better for sure. I do think Movsar Evloev, purely the meritocracy, he should get the title shot. But we
I
know
would
he
like to
has.
see Mobstar fight. Yeah, I like Mobstar. I was rewatching the Allen fight, and I still think Arnold Allen won that fight. But I had like remembered like Arnold Allen or Mobstar is a pretty cool fighter. Like if
Mhm.
you understand what his goal in the fight is to do, he's a pretty interesting fighter. That's pretty good, you know. I at first I didn't like him, but rewatching some of his fights, he's not. He might be boring, but technically he's like a cool fighter. You know, like he has a very interesting style in the way he shoots his takedowns. He always my bad to cut you off, but
No,
he
you're
does
fine.
a jab jab cross and he switches his stance and he shoots his takedowns. Like DC pointed out, he only shoots off his right, and it was just an interesting thing to learn about him. I actually like him. Like now when he fights, it's not going to be like oh fuck this dude because some fighters I'm like that like fuck this dude. He's a wrestler. It's boring, but like
Mhm.
Mobstar's pretty cool. I don't know. He gets a lot of hate. I feel bad.
Yeah, a lot of it's wave hate, if I should say, followers following, monkey see, monkey do,
Hmm.
shit like that. And I do think that he is super well rounded, if not the most well rounded featherweight in the division. It's pretty funny that he beat Diego Lopez on short notice, at that. So he got
Hmm.
that win all that time ago. We had no fucking clue who the fuck, and he
That shit was
said it too.
competitive, dude. That shit was
Like,
competitive.
hell yeah. And like, yo, because that was on the pay-per-view. He said it that night, because when it transitions to pay-per-view, they have the pre-fight interviews and shit like that. When it has them, in the back and shit like that. And they see he said, "You
That was
don't
what
know me."
288.
Huh? I'm pretty sure more than like that might have been.
Cejudo and Aljamain, right?
Yeah, and like even then
Hmm.
you could like pull up his thing right now if you want to. That was like his literal UFC debut. It was on a pay-per-view. And he said it like, you don't know who I am, but by the end of this fight, you will know me.
Hmm.
It was on a pay-per-view. He fought on the pay-per-view itself.
I
And
remember
like
that night. I remember watching that night.
for real. And then he came in. It was on the main card. It was the second fight on the pay-per-view. That's why I'm saying like, and he said it like, you don't know me now, but you will after this fight. He was not fucking lying. I mean, like for real, man, like real shit. It's just I really respect shit like that, man. Like it's really when there's so many external factors in life that causes you setbacks on the way to achieving your dreams and shit like that. Those dudes that really like, even he has the shit tatted on his chest. Those dudes that really make that shit happen. Like I got an immense amount of fucking respect. He changed his motherfucking life. Um, compared to where the fuck he was just like 2-3 years ago. Like in his life in general, the crib he was staying at, the car he was driving, he's changed his motherfucking life altogether. Most definitely, from not spinning elbow at UFC Noche, they threw that
Hmm.
motherfucker right back in there for a motherfucking title. They want him to be champion so fucking bad with the mullet and all. So, I mean, yeah, man, like we're gonna see what happens. It's definitely a good card. Like I said, it's definitely wanted to give it its just due. Before we get to 324, definitely want to talk about 320. Oh yeah, even before we leave, Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio. No one, I feel like that fight, people aren't talking about that enough, in my opinion, because that's gonna be fucking crazy. Like
It's gonna be
this
high
is
level
one of
striking. Yeah.
like for real, like this is one of those cards where you have one title fight on it, but it's really, really good, like from top to bottom. I really enjoy the pay-per-view itself. It's really good. It has a lot of storylines, like a lot of fan favorites. Ties on a 5-fight fucking losing streak. And they're giving him Taliesin Teixeira
I
in
like Allison. Yeah.
Australia.
I liked Allison. He's good.
Like they're doing it in Australia. They're not giving him a. It's not like a fucking Brazilian card, and they fucking give all the Brazilians layups and shit like that. Nah, they're not doing Taito Ivasa no fucking favors. He has to land a punch on this motherfucker. He is way taller than him with a significant reach advantage. So that's gonna be really fucking interesting, man. 6 losses in a row. Nah, man. Like I that's like yo, you know the card is gonna be crazy because that's early on the pay-per-view. You know the card's about to be crazy. If Ty knocks him out, this shit's about to be a roller coaster for real, for real. But we could go ahead and look at 326 most definitely. Before we get to the main reason why you boys are here and girls, of course. Just want to look at the BMF card. It's not done, but it's getting there. Most definitely. It's the rematch. These boys, they fought out in Canada I think it was in Nova Scotia when they fought the first time. Literally 10 years, 11 years ago now, 2015, when Charles Oliveira caught that neck injury in that main event. And that just added to the narrative that, oh, this guy's a bitch. Oh, he's soft. He's never going to be anything. And you see now, all these years later, both these dudes are future Hall of Famers. Both these dudes are legends. And they were champions at completely different times in their career. Super cool to see how they met up again like this. And they're fighting for the BMF. I did want to give my two. I honestly have a lot I could fucking say here. I do want to say, I want to give my respect to the BMF. People continue to shit on it for whatever reason, but every BMF card, UFC 244, UFC 291, both those cards were fucking amazing. 244 got fucked when that ref stopped it because of Nate's cut. But 291, that was a phenomenal card. 244 was great. It had the Kevin Lee head kick over fucking Gregor Gillespie. That card was fucking crazy too. So every BMF card, in my opinion, has been great. I get it. In terms of the championship itself, people think it's meaningless. It doesn't mean shit. Like, it's fucking like I was disappointed. Like, the belt doesn't even have diamonds in it. You feel me? Like, I think they could dress up the BMF belt a little bit more, knowing all the money they have and shit like that. But in terms of the premise of the cards, I think they're good for the sport. I think they're good for the UFC. They only deliver every time. Everyone knows the purpose of BMF cards. It's just to have a whole bunch of fights that just fucking bang, period. That's it. That is fucking it, period. There's no other thing about it. Some of the fights still, still a pay-per-view. They still, affect shit down the line and shit like that. But for the most part, BMF cards are just supposed to fucking bang, and that is fucking it. You feel me? So, like, I think they delivered every single time. The only matchup on here that might not, quote unquote, bang like that is fucking Kyle Bahayo and fucking Rainer de Ritter. And that's because Rainer's a fucking grappler, you feel me? But they're going to go at it. They're going to exchange and they're going to strike and shit. Hinata Moicano and Brian Ortega, the first fight ended in a finish.
I didn't even know they got booked.
So, yeah, and this is a rematch at lightweight. Now we got 2 rematches on this card. So I enjoy this card. Bruno Ferreira versus another rematch. It's another one. Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. It's another rematch on this card. Cody Garbrandt is on this card. You feel me? Like Simul Darji versus Jesus
Aguilar versus Sumar Deji is gonna be crazy. What?
And that's why I'm saying these cards are just meant to bang. That's it. They're not meant to have any like interesting stylistic. No, they are just meant to have unadulterated.
This the dude who was showboating? Was this the guy?
Who? Which one?
Zhu Seng Yu. Is he the one who was showboating and got put out?
Yes.
That was him, right?
Yeah. The zombie dude. Yes.
Yo.
Yeah. The fucking Jekaseri.
I need to see that fight. We were talking. Remember that night? We were like, "Yo, he's never doing that again."
Mm-hmm. And you see, like, my man Nikki just corroborated with literally what I was saying. Like I really think these cards are only good for the future. And before I say the other part of what I was gonna say, I would like your opinion on the card as well, in the BMF shit in general.
Yeah, I don't really care that it's a BMF fight. Like, that's just a fight I want to see, and I want to see 5 rounds of it. Like, the BMF's just like on top. Like, it's cool. I think it fits. It's hard to book fights with the BMF in mind because the other dude has to lead up to it. Like, you could call Michael Chandler a BMF for taking any fight, but you don't book him in a BMF fight if he's not going to win any of his fights. So Charles has been winning fights. Max has been winning fights. They both lost to Ilya, sure. There's going to be a whole narrative like, oh, Ilya's the BMF. He beat both. Okay, whatever. We'll put that to the side. Max has the belt. He's defending against Charles. They both beat majority of the people they fight. They do it in badass fashion. I love it. I'm glad it's 5 rounds. I've been going back and forth with people at the gym. No one agrees with me on the outcome. Everyone's on the other side from me. So I think you know where I'm going with that fight. I like the co-main. I have to disagree with you. I think Reiner is a good striker. I mean, obviously he's a really good grappler, But
I mean, yeah, great knee, Dutch, all that for
yeah,
sure.
I love his Dutch style kickboxing, dude. There's not enough Dutch style kickboxers in the UFC. It's just like a gritty style of like I'm gonna eat what you throw and I'm gonna throw something back at you instantly. I think there's gonna be good trades. I don't think it's gonna be a spectacular fight. It's not like a it's not a spectacular fight. I don't think many Kyle Borrello fights are spectacular. They're more like a fight like you almost know it's going to go to a decision. He's not a
Right.
decision merchant, right? He doesn't fight with the style to go to a decision. It's just like, oh, I hit him a few times, he hit me a few times, a grab. His fights are just not. I hate to say it, they're just not that entertaining. Kyo's fights, for being a fighting nerd, in my opinion. I think the Ortega Moicano fight's amazing. I hope they grapple. Like when there's always two high level grapplers, two obviously black belts here. I hope they grapple in this fight and it doesn't just stay on the feet. I hope they both take the chances and try and get this fight to the ground so we could see some awesome transitions.
I
Um,
agree.
Rob Font versus Raul Rojas. I think it's going to be a dominated fight one way or another. I don't know who. Either Rob Font's going to kill him on the feet or Rojas is going to take him down in a millisecond. One way or the other, someone's getting dominated.
I don't
And then
like it
yeah,
how they made that though. Like,
someone's getting killed in that fight, and it's either standing or taken down. And then yeah, I mean, some cool fights. I'm really excited for the Sumar Deji and Jesus Aguilar fight. That one really has my eye.
I really don't like that fucking Raul because, like, man, they gave Sean O'Malley, they gave Sean all of those motherfucking fights, bruh, before they finally gave him like what? He was fucking 12. He was ranked 12 when he fought Piotr Yan. I'm trying to remember who the fuck he beat to get ranked in the first place.
Yeah, but
For real.
Raul Rojas ain't Sean O'Malley.
But I mean, I get it in terms of star material for sure. Like they knew what they had with O'Malley, but what they still have with Sean. I
Think about it, if
just
you tried to fast track Rojas, you put him against anyone in the top five, including the champion. What would happen?
But I do think Raul is super popular, though. I think they should slow roll him, like his Mexican heritage. Like he can be that guy, man. That Mexican dude. He can hold that torch for a while too, man. Always be in that main event. Like UFC Noche, they still want that to be a pay per view. That was they're supposed to go to Guadalajara last year. You feel me? So I do think that like he could win. He could win for sure. I'm just kind of surprised they're making it this early. I'll be quite honest, most stuff.
Yeah, man.
Nah, I mean like either way, but yeah, like it's a good card. I do like it. The last thing I did want to say, so with that BMF shit, I don't know if you guys saw Ariel Helwani. He was on his show and he was interviewing Jorge Masvidal, the original holder of the BMF title. And he said that because Max came out and said that a lot of people didn't. He said that BMF belt was like a joke before I got it. Now that I have it, everyone wants to challenge me for it. And he said he said it was a quote unquote laughing stock, the BMF belt. And then Ariel asked Jorge about that. Jorge responded. It was a good response. He didn't really come at Max or anything like that. He just said, I think I'm better and stuff like that, as he should. But he said, yeah, like, Max is a good fighter. He has good skills and stuff like that. I just think I'm better, as Jorge would say, you feel me? But the biggest part about it to me was that Ariel Helwani was obviously trying to fucking start shit, you feel me? And Max called him out about that, you feel me? And it's just I wanted to just bring it up, man, because that shit made me so fucking angry. Because I feel like Ariel's done that for a very long time. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful because obviously he's extremely successful with what he's done with his career. Nick Diaz told him to his motherfucking face. He asked him, why don't you like me? Like, is there a problem you have with me? He told him in that interview, this was like fucking 2011. And Nick told him, I don't know. I just feel like you instigate fights a lot. And where I'm from, people like that get slapped. You feel me? He said that shit 15 fucking years ago. And someone that people think Nick Diaz, he's a pothead, this and that, whatever. He had that emotional intelligence to call him out, saying, I see how you move in all your interviews. You fucking instigate. You feel me? And like he's still on the same fucking shit all these fucking years later, And that shit just really fucking pissed me off because, that's like, yo, look at it this way. If Max and Jorge were to see each other at an event, Max would dap him up. And like, yo, he could be like, hey, yo, I don't know what the fuck homie was talking about on that belt shit, but yo, he was fucking tripping. And that what makes them both not fuck with Ariel. So it's like, man, I still thought that shit was mad fucking corny. I just had to get my fucking say on that shit because I'm a fucking real person. I'm not fucking fake. And that shit just really pissed me off, man. Like, I don't know if you saw that or anything. It's cool if you didn't.
No, I saw some. He said I saw Max say something to Jorge. Um, I thought he called him out. I don't know. Maybe I just saw like a bad clip. You know, people take shit out of context. I saw him call him out. He was like, he said something about like, you know, stay retired or whatever. I thought I saw something on Twitter like that.
And even then, like, yo, so I was talking to my friend James about it. James Lent, shout out to James, most definitely. And I was talking to him, and I was like, yo, on his podcast, like, you know, like in the chat or whatever. And I was like, yo, I think that because he thinks that Jorge's not really a money fight like that no more. You feel me? I think that Max, because yo, the BMF belt has no weight class. It has no fucking weight class. You feel me? If Jorge Masvidal came back, if he could make 170, Max would go up to 170. That puts Jorge on a pay-per-view with good reason. You could be like, oh, he's popular, he makes this and that, but he has to fight for a belt or something. He's fighting for the BMF belt, the original belt he used to own, and now you're getting Max versus Jorge at fucking welterweight. Now, obviously, Max is way fucking younger than Jorge. Max is like damn near 10 years younger than Masvidal. You feel me? But I just think that, yo, would that shit sell? Yes, the fucking would. 100%. Yes, the fucking would. People gonna talk shit. Oh, what does Jorge have left? This and that. But yo, he's teased coming back and shit like that. He still has a lot of money left on that UFC deal. And yeah, man, he could fight for the belt that was originally his, the BMF belt, you know, and they could do it at 170 because, like, yo, Jorge would not have to cut weight. Like, that's because he's not going to lightweight, obviously, and shit like that. So, just yeah, man, this is like all this shit that's been going on in the sport recently. I just really had to just fucking give my fucking 2 cents and like that's it, yo. But nah, both these cards are good. We're waiting for more shit on 327. But going ahead and getting started with the reason y'all are here. Most definitely UFC 324 Ultimate Fighting Championship 324. Before we even dive into this shit, how do you feel about the Paramount era in the beginning, and how do you feel about this card right now?
So I'm super excited about Paramount. I hope they make some changes to the app. Give us more fight nights on the fight night section. Um, Consider giving us prelims from old fights. I'm upset about that. I can't watch prelims. I don't have ESPN Plus, so I can't go see them there. But I do
You see
really
on
like what
Fight
they got
Pass,
going on. Yeah, Fight Pass. I don't have that, so I
like it's
mean,
like they have the whole fucking card, like all 5
yeah,
hours.
yeah. I just wish it was all on Paramount altogether. But I understand. I like it. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it is live. Um, Yeah, and then for the card, I think it's a good card. It's only at 12 fights right now. We were down 2 fights. I think we were at 14 originally. Um, we just lost a fight today, obviously, so that's
Yeah.
upsetting. Um, but yeah, I think it's a good fight. I'm really excited for a few of the fights. I think it's a great main card. Um, I think there's 3 really good prelim fights. I thought Umar and Figgy should be on a main card, but I understand why they have the main card the way it is. But yeah, it looks good. I think there's a really good card. Got some really big names. You got Gauthier. He's an instant knockout. I mean, there's really good guys on this card, so it's good. You got two heavyweight
Showcase.
fights, 2 heavyweight fights. We got a light heavyweight fight. Um, so we got some big boys. I think it's a good card.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, yo, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got a text message. Yeah, nah, man, it's a great card. I agree. I do like it as well. Um, I do. I honestly do dig it from top to bottom. I think that with the way they built this, the anticipation for this card, it was really bound to succeed. And I really do look forward to it, even with the prelims. You feel me? But the biggest part about it, to me, is we lost the title fight, unfortunately, and that was one of the biggest losses to the card. Obviously, and like because how you just said we had we had 14, but that was really the biggest one to me. I was really excited to see the return of Amanda Nunes, not watching her at the press conference was really unfortunate. But God bless Kayla Harrison. She's okay. She suffered a neck injury. I have never in my life suffered an injury of that magnitude. I have sickle cell anemia, so I go through chronic pain literally every single day. I've never in my life ever broken a bone. You feel me? So I wish her nothing but the best. I don't think she broke anything, but it's a really bad neck injury, required surgery. So wish her nothing but the best, because she has to recover and then go straight into her preparing for a fight. That is fucking brutal. I'm not gonna lie. That's awful. So I really hope she's okay. There's gonna be a lot of pain she's dealing with that she is not gonna be talking about. And she's doing it for the sake of our entertainment. And really, you gotta respect that. I don't care how much she's getting paid, she's famous, all that. But nah, like that, just having that will and determination, you have to respect that. So still a great card nonetheless, most definitely. And we can go ahead and get started with it. Going from the prelims to the top. We go ahead with the first fight of the night. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one short. I was gonna go with Ty Miller to win this fight. I haven't really been high on Adam Fugit. Nothing he's done in the UFC has really impressed me like that. And I think Ty Miller is a pretty good prospect, just being 6-0, he has the momentum and he's young. So I do have Ty Miller to win this fight. Via decision. He could knock him out, but I'm gonna go via decision for Ty Miller.
All right, so I was a little unsure on who I was picking in this fight. At first, I was like, "Oh, Ty Miller." I saw his highlights; he looked good. But it looked like he was his height and size was the benefit he had in this fight. And Fugit's only an inch shorter; they have like the same reach, so he lost that advantage there. And Fugit's one of those like gritty vet guys, I guess, like who can make a fight competitive. So I thought this fight was gonna be a little closer, and I didn't really pick someone. I'm gonna go with Ty Miller. I'm gonna ride the wave. I think this fight can be a little more competitive. Um, I don't know how good Ty Miller's takedown defense is. I know he has really good boxing, but if Fugit's able to bring this fight to the ground, I think it could be a really close 3 rounds. But I'll take Ty Miller for a decision.
Mhm. Going into the next one, I got Josh Holkett. Pains me to pick against a black man. I'm not gonna lie, but y'all know I am not biased here. Always objective. I am gonna go with Josh Holkett, the former San Francisco 49er practice squad member. He's really athletic. I do like what I've seen from him on Contender Series in the cage. I mean, he is super athletic, even though he's kind of small for the heavyweight. He has a lot of power. You could tell in his blows, the way he throws, his punches, his hooks, his overhands. Um, yeah, I mean, I really think we really just got to find out more about him. I do think that his ceiling at heavyweight is rather small. No pun intended, being a small heavyweight. He's gonna hit that ceiling, fighting guys like a 6'6" Walter Walker, like Taliesin, Taliesin Teixeira, guys like that, like a Waldo Cortez Acosta who's 6'5" and has power like Hawkett does. So, but I do got Josh Hawkett to win this fight via first round knockout. I think it'll
I
be
like
super
it.
aggressive, just try to get him out of there, most definitely.
I also like Josh Hockett in this one. He's a heavy hitting heavyweight with wrestling upside. So that enough is in the prospect area of heavyweights, that's enough to pick a heavyweight. If they have wrestling upside and they could put a guy out with a punch, you should be taking them 100% of the time because most of these heavyweights can't wrestle. Also, he's a high level athlete, so he's not just a good wrestler, but he's a high level athlete as he played football and he was I think they said All American wrestler. I don't know, but not much more to say than that. We'll take Josh Hockett to win this one by a TKO.
Mhm. Yeah, if he was a fucking NFL level football player,
That's
yeah,
an athletic dude right there.
best believe it. Yeah,
Not just a
five
dude with a
star.
good shot. Like that dude. That dude can move. He can move laterally, vertically, around you.
Absolutely, man. Like to get them scouts to take a look at you and they like what they see. Best believe it, man. You're a supreme athlete. He's a character too. Obviously, he's in the post fight press conferences letting us know how he feels about the world and about himself and shit like that. You know, he's a character for sure. I think it's good for the sport, though. You know, we need more guys like that. He hasn't been corny either. You know, he's low key been dropping bars every time he does the post fight. So, I do like him for sure. But going into the next one, this one, I have been thinking about all week. It's been kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie, you know, because Alexander Hernandez has had a resurgence in his career. He's been looking great. The power in his hands, the combinations he's landing. You tell the fights just really slowed down for him, and he's come more better. He's not more better, more confident in his offense. You know, when he's sitting down on his punches and really exchanging with these guys. Now, for me personally, man, I think Michael Johnson can win this fucking fight, man. I think he can win this fight. I think he's still extremely fast in the pocket. I think they're gonna exchange on the feet, and I think MJ still hits really, really hard and very, very fast for that. You know, even for his age, he still go 3 rounds as well. Hernandez has shown some thunder in his shots. We have seen MJ KO'd before, most definitely. You know, Carlos Diego Fajeda, Josh Emmett, but man, like I think he's been looking really good lately, man. At 39 years old, I think he's damn near. I think he might be fucking 40 now. He's been looking good, man. I think he's still really fast. He still has a lot of power. I think he'll be the faster boxer in this fight, and I think he could box him up all 3 rounds or get a KO himself. So I got Michael Johnson to win this fight, via decision.
Dude, this fight's really good. Both these guys are on a resurgence, putting together some good wins in the last years. Thing with Michael Johnson, I just think he's taken a little bit of damage over his career, unfortunately. Only being knocked out 3 times, but a lot of gym wars. I've seen the videos. It sucks, but I mean, he looks good, dude. His most recent win's a knockout or a win over Zell Huber. It's been impressive. He's on the 3 straight wins over the last 2 years. On the other hand, Hernandez has been red hot with a few knockouts recently. The win over Chase Hooper was super impressive. Not impressive for Chase Hooper, but Hernandez getting that win on his resume looked really good for him. I think what Hernandez is best at is striking, and unfortunately, Michael Johnson's just a better striker here. I'm going to be taking Michael Johnson to win this one only because I think if they're striking, he's the better striker, and he just has more experience, better experienced opponents. Michael Johnson has been around for a while. I think he has the better skill set in this one, so I'm going to take Johnson to win this one by a decision.
Hey, my man, we're agreeing. Hell yeah. You can go ahead and pick first on the next one. Go ahead.
That's a good one, dude. All right, so we got Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. Perez is on back-to-back losses against high-level flyweights. He's always really lost to higher-level guys. That's one thing about him. He's a very solid fighter. I would say he's like good. He's above good. I think he's like almost a great fighter, but yeah, at the same time, he's losing to all these high-level guys. His last fight, he did look competitive. He was wrestling really well till it ended. Now, Charles Johnson, I'm going to be taking Charles Johnson to win this one by decision. I like him a little bit more in this one. I'm not saying he's like a high level guy and he's like a future champion or anything, and that's why he's going to beat Perez. But I just think his skill set's like very unique. He has very good range. He uses it so well. He has like perfect cardio. He doesn't really get tired, and his boxing is just crisp. So like if he's stuffing takedowns, which he's done in his past fights, it's going to be hell for Alex Perez because what is he going to do in this one? He's not going to be able to box with them. So I'm going to take Charles Johnson to win this one by decision. We're going back to back Johnson wins.
Nah, man, I got CJ as well. Back to back agreements. I do got Charles Johnson. I think he's still a really good. He's still just improving. I should say he's still improving in the UFC. Even at what? I think CJ's 34 now. He has a lot of great wins, obviously, in the UFC. He has a win over the current champion right now in Josh Van. Even that fight, that was one of my most favorite performances of his. The way he just really boxed him up all 3 rounds, really exchanging with Van for the most part. But when that round 3, he found that uppercut and it was a wrap after that. So he does have good power. You know, it's even late in the fight, we saw he knocked out Lonnie Kavanaugh. And that was another situation of him, you know, kind of getting pieced up a little bit for sure. and he came back in the fight and knocked him out clean, out cold, took his O. A really, really bright prospect, most definitely. So I do got Charles Johnson to win this fight. Anytime he's ever had to get it done, he's done it. And I do think he's still improving. We haven't seen the best of him yet. So I got Charles Johnson to win this fight. And hopefully he can get on a win streak this year.
Sorry to cut you off, bro, but
oh no, yeah, nah, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, sheesh. You see the M? They made the M out of that's a poster right there.
Yeah, they're definitely like trying. I feel like they might have hired a whole new fucking team to make their posters, like a whole new graphic design team, like most
That's
definitely.
what I'm talking about, dude.
Because that shit's like cinematic, that's like a movie poster. Like you're going to see a movie that night, not a fight,
Yeah, my bad. Keep going.
Nah, yo, like that shit was fire. I saw it this morning. Before I hopped in the shower before I went to my side hustle. So yeah, man, like moving on up the card. I got Modestas Bukauskas versus Nikita Krylov. This one's kind of hard, man, because Modestas has looked really, really good lately. We see he's had a resurgence coming out of Cage War. It's a lot of resurgences on this card. He's 19-6 now, Modestas Bukauskas. I remember, man, when he lost to Khalil Roundtree, with that debilitating leg injury off that oblique kick. He's looked phenomenal. He really hit a championship level in Cage Warriors, defended his belt over there, and he set a whole new level coming back to the UFC with his confidence. We know how good Nikita Krylov is. He's extremely well-rounded. My bad, y'all. Jason Levin, Adam 22 are literally in the ring right now. Adam's already getting hit.
God.
Nah. You're good. I'll send it to you right now.
You can't lose that, dude.
Oh, he's getting boxed. Yo, he's covering up. He's covering up.
He's not able to lose that. I'm gonna put it on. Was it the Callum Walsh card?
Yo, my bad, y'all. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yo, that's fucking crazy. You can tell Jason's definitely trained for this for sure.
That's the Callum Walsh. Oh. It's good,
Adam,
guys.
bro. Adam's getting, because he's not used to getting fucking hit, man.
Where do you even watch it?
He's taking a knee. It's on Twitter. These things just live streaming it. I'll send it to you right now, yo. Adam's taking a knee, man. It's over. It's over. It's over.
You never been punched in the face?
You got knocked out, bro. 30 seconds in. Fuck this bitch. And he. Man. Fuck this bitch. And he beat his ass, bro.
He didn't even throw a punch?
Yo, no, he was definitely landing clean for sure. He landed like some right hands, some uppercuts.
Adam?
Like, I don't think Adam trained, man. That's awful, man. I don't give a fuck how much he just got. Man, 30 seconds, man. Fuck.
Damn,
he
didn't even last longer than Jason did with his girl.
Yo, you're funny.
He could have went for a time limit. Damn, bro. Yo, it's real though. Some dudes, they can't handle getting punched in the face. I see that people come to the gym and they can't handle getting punched in the face. They don't like it. They know what they signed up for, but they don't like it.
Getting punched in the face, boy. Especially with no headgear. They had no headgear, man. They were taking fucking shots, man. Fuck, that's crazy. But yeah, I do have Modestas Bukauskas to win this fight. I think it's going to be a close one. It's an interesting matchup. This is really a potential pick for me. I think Modestas has hit that level. I do think he's really good. Even Tapology has these dudes ranked closely in their global rankings. So they're both really good. These are two good fighters. It's a close fight. But I got Bukauskas. I think he's hit a new level, most definitely.
All right. I'm with you, dude. Krylov, he is solid striking, but he takes hits and not well. Like he gets hit. He could throw a big hit, but he can't take a big hit. He's on back-to-back losses, both by knockout. Bugauskas, like you said, he's on a little bit of a resurgence. He also has the advantage on the feet. He has way better kickboxing. So I'm with you. I'm going to take Bukauskas to win this one. I think he's going to get it by knockout. Um, I think he has the good takedown defense too, from what I saw when I was watching him. So I like Bukauskas in this one too. And we move into the next one. We got Gauthier versus Pulayev. This one's very easy, guys. Gauthier to win this one by knockout. I don't write down anything for a fight when you don't have to write anything down. Anyone who's seen or heard about Gauthier, unless there's like a name across from him that you're like, yo, that dude's insane. It's Gauthier by knockout, dude. Until otherwise, like, get him in the ring with like you know who he should fight? I don't want him to get knocked out, but Yusuf, remember the dude from Alex's gym? Pereira's
Mhm.
gym? The dude
Yeah.
who Yusuf, what's his last name? Buglari?
He took
The
fuck. I think he
the
just beat
bald dude.
Azamat
Yeah, he beat
Koyev.
Azma. Yeah,
Not
yeah, yeah.
Bakoyev,
They should have
yeah.
booked him against him. That's a good middleweight right
Usuri
there.
Bulgari. Yeah,
Bulgari. Yeah,
Usuri.
yeah.
Yeah, Usuri
They just
Bulgari.
booked him, but they should have put them together. But yeah, like I said, Gaudier until further notice. And I'm assuming you're the same, right?
Like, I mean, yeah, it's definitely like I do have a Tiba. Like I don't see him losing anytime soon. Dude, he fucking lost to. He lost his debut. You know, he was 19 years old in that fight. I think it was a matter of him being really young, and that was only 4 years ago. So he's only getting better. I do. The UFC knows exactly what they have on their hands with this prospect. He just has
Mm.
to keep performing. You know, really show people why they should be intrigued. Not just because of his personality, you know, his story and stuff like that. But you know, he's a world class martial artist. You know, so it's gonna be interesting, most definitely. They're showing him more on embedded. It's cool getting to know him more, most definitely. But I do have Atiba Gauthier winning my first round knockout over Andre Pulayev.
Alrighty. I just seen a video of Smotherman falling on stage and it cut the camera to DC and he was just chowing down on a burger. That had to be edited, dude.
Like these two, it's like for real, bro. These things it's just like these things be crazy, man. I know. Hey, prayers out to Smotherman, man. He's in the hospital right now,
He said
and
he's all good. He said there was no problems with the weight cut. He didn't feel dizzy when he was up there. It could have just been a lack of iron. That
mm-hmm.
you ever like stood up too quick and you get dizzy?
Yeah.
Now think of that with those hot ass spotlights on you and your adrenaline pumping up a little bit, like you just made weight, like you got that little sigh of relief. Your heart just throbbed because you just made weight. You're like, oh, thank God. And as soon as you stepped off that stage, you got the iron deficiency, went a little low, and you just went down, dude. Because you're already your body is depleted. Whether you feel good, he could feel good all he wants. His body is depleted, so it could have just been something like that. But they said they're running the test. We'll find out probably in the morning.
Yeah, man. I hope it's good, man, because that was most definitely scary. Like he almost, you know, hit his head, like just the way he fell, and like most definitely, like that shit was terrifying, honestly. But I won't spend too long on this one either. You know, I do have Umar Nurmagomedov minus 1,600 fucking favorite. And that's
Post.
topology, so it's definitely gone up higher since then. You know, minus 2,000 over a future Hall of Famer, man. I think like Davis is just like I think he really is just fighting for paychecks at this point. You know, he's fighting for it's still good money. You know, you can make them type of fat ass checks all at one time in the real world. It can't happen. Nope, not even with residual income. You feel me? So he definitely still likes to compete. He still likes to fly out all over the world and fight these guys, punch him in the face. But him being a former champion and him getting paid a pretty big paycheck, he's only going to continue to get these big guys. He just won his last fight, obviously, versus Montel Jackson. And he's still really competitive, even at his age. It's incredible to see him continue at this age, at the lower weight classes. It truly is remarkable. But I got Umar Nurmagomedov. He's the future champion. He's destined for something great. And I do think he's going to win this fight in dominant fashion via decision. I don't think he'll finish Davison. I think he'll definitely have a dominant 3 rounds, though.
I think Yes, I have Umar to win first and foremost by decision, but I think this fight can be a little more competitive. I think Davison's a tricky one. Obviously, he's a very hard hitter, very quick. He is a good grappler himself. He's not at the same level as Umar, um, and he doesn't have like that top-notch high-level jiu-jitsu we saw him get outmatched by Sandhagen. But I do think he can make this fight pretty competitive. I think what changes it is just the youthfulness of Umar, the explosiveness of Umar, and just like the high level wrestling obviously changes everything. Omar's gonna when he has the chance to, yeah, I think he's gonna destroy him. I think if Davison stuffs a few takedowns, they're gonna be like Umar's crotch sniffing, you know what they usually say. They'll be like, oh, here we go. Even though Umar has no problem on the feet, I mean, we've seen his kicks. His kicks are super snappy, quick.
Phenomenal.
Um, yeah. I think obviously Figueiredo has the experience, and that plays a big factor into this. Umar hasn't fought anywhere near the experience of Davison. He has the Marab fight and he has the Sandhagen fight, but he doesn't have near the same experience on this one. Um, and the Bautista fight, which was good. That was a dominating fight wrestling. So yeah, like I said, Figgy is a dangerous striker. There is always, a chance that he can knock out Umar. Umar has taken a few big hits. We've seen he took a really big one against Bautista. But yeah, I'm gonna take Umar to win this one by decision, obviously. But it's
Mhm.
still a fight. It's not a skip fight. This is a must-watch fight.
Absolutely, I agree. Hey, man, we got to see what happens. I love watching the all-time greats in action, of any sport. It's a favorite thing of mine to do. I love seeing all-time greats live in action. And Figueiredo is definitely one of the greatest flyweights ever. So we'll see what happens. You still have some people picking him out in the world. Like 5% of the fan base. You feel me? So we'll see what happens. But moving on up the card, the pay-per-view portion of the card. Well, I guess it's main card now. Not even a pay-per-view. This really shit gets really kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Um, this first fight of the main card, it was, it's really fucking close. Obviously, everyone knows what's up. Arnold Allen's a really fucking good fighter, man. I think he's super well-rounded. Only knock against him is just he's been kind of inactive, obviously. He's had some underlying injuries here and there. But when he's here, he's very much here. He's a great fighter. Every fight he has is entertaining, whether he's winning or losing. Good boxer, good striker, like definitely has a great jab. Good wrestler as well, in my opinion. With Gene Silva, obviously he's a well-rounded guy himself. He's been submitting the grapplers, beating them at their own game while also throwing spinning back kicks in the same fight. So obviously he's showing new wrinkles to his game every time he steps into the cage. He came out in that last time versus Diego Lopez. He was looking really good when he made those adjustments. He was clipping him left and right with the hooks. You saw Diego's chin rattle every time. He just got aggressive, man. And like he just ran into an elbow, and like just only so much you can do, man, after that. He wasn't even out cold from that. The ref just stopped the fight. So it's bounce back fight for Gene. But it's really just a keep your ranking fight for Arnold. Both these guys know what this fight is, especially Arnold Allen have been around for as long as he has. It's one of his best, this one of his most dangerous opponents for sure. He's fought guys like Movsar, fought guys like Max Holloway. Lost both, unfortunately, but both were close fights. It's a close one too, man. Arnold's fought the way better competition, in my opinion. I think he's fought the way better dudes. But obviously, you're betting on potential if you pick Silva. My pick in this fight, I know who I've been leaning all week. I was going to pick Arnold Allen to win this fight. I do think he can win this fight. I know Gene Silva is a really good fighter, but I think Arnold's fought the way better guys, and he's only gotten better at his age. If you could scroll down for me, I'm pretty sure Arnold's like 30 fucking 1 right now. Just turned 32, literally 2 days
2
ago.
days ago, damn.
So like he's in his fucking prime. Plus 225 is pretty insane to me. I'm not gonna lie. We saw how close he was, how close the fight was with Movsar Evloev, and he's low key the best featherweight on the planet right now. And that was a close fight, indeed. So not being biased, Silva, obviously, like I said, he's really well rounded. You can say the danger lies on Silva more than Allen, but I think Arnold's really, really fucking good though in terms of the striking. in terms of the grappling. I think he's fighting dudes who aren't easy to finish, like Max Holloway, like Mobzar, like dudes like that. Like he blasted Dan Hooker in the first round and got him out of there. Of course, that was Dan cutting weight, shit like that. But I think Arnold, when he wants to be, he has a lot of danger himself. That 5th round versus Max Holloway, if he would have fought like that the whole fight, he could have damn near won that fight. Being young and athletic and active and all of that. So I do have Arnold Allen to win this fight. I think it's gonna be a really close fight. Both are gonna take damage. I got Arnold Allen win this fight via decision. It's gonna be a close fight. I think it's gonna be the best fight on the card. And yeah, I got Arnold Allen, the Almighty, to win this fight.
Are you 100% sure that his primary gym is TriStar? Is like for us a hobby in his corner? Do you know?
For the most part, I've seen him in his corner.
He is? Okay. I didn't know that. Like I didn't even look at the gyms, and that's actually really interesting. Okay.
I
Okay,
haven't
cool.
heard like the relationship. Like I haven't heard them like disbanding or him
Yeah.
leaving. He's been with them for a long ass time. So
Okay.
for sure.
I didn't know that. That's cool. So that just shows the depth of the game plan that they're gonna go into for this one. I smiled when you said Arnold Allen because dude, everyone in the gym I've been asking about this fight. Everyone says Jean Silva, Jean Silva. Me, dude, I knew from the start who I was picking. I was doing Arnold Allen in this one, dude. I am high on Arnold Allen. I think he's a really good fighter. I think he's high level at that. It's the injuries that have been holding him back and the inactiveness, like you said. He suffered an injury after the Chikadze fight.
Yep.
But I thought he looked so good in that Mobstar fight, like so good. I thought he won that fight, and he didn't wasn't even illegal strikes going after it, but sticking on this fight, Arnold Allen, he's a forward pressure fighter, sticks behind his jab. He has a very good he leads you in, his lead hands down, but he's so quick to react. He has such good head movement. Both these fighters have amazing footwork. I think this fight's going to be really beautiful on the feet. Um, if anyone's shooting takedowns, I probably see Jean Silva trying to take this one to the ground. And as we've seen in the Mobstar fight, Arnold Allen has great submission defense, great grappling defense. He just looks good, dude. He Grammy rolled 3 times in a row, and they were just impressive. It was good seeing that. He's not settling. He will not settle on the ground, which is just great. Um, to give Silva his credit, dude, he's a scary dude. He's not scared. He's gonna bring this fight to Arnold Allen. For someone who's gonna get walked down, because Arnold Allen's gonna walk right to him. Silva's gonna be walking right back at him. Like it's gonna be a back and forth fight. A lot of head movement, a lot of getting off angles, throwing shots. It's gonna be a really good fight. I think this is gonna be fight of the night here. I have
Mm-hmm.
another fight that I like too, but Silva's very dangerous, but that does come with the risk of getting knocked out. I think Silva likes to play with his hands too low a little too often, and Arnold Allen's coming with that jab all night. I got Allen win this one by a decision. I think he's going to match the energy of Silva. Everyone thinks Silva has that crazy energy. It's the same on the other side. If you watch any Arnold Allen fight, that dude is a sicko. He's the same person as Silva. I promise you that. So I think he's going to land those big shots in the exchanges. I think he's going to take this one for a decision.
It's gonna be great, man. I think this really will be, and like I said, this would how I said with you, this will be the fight of the night, the best fight on the card. You gotta have a beer for this one. Have something rolled. Whatever you like to do. You feel me? Because this fight is certainly gonna be the best one on the card, and they knew what they were doing with this main card opener, as it should be. Most definitely, it's definitely gonna take the card up a notch in terms of the intensity. Most definitely. And moving on up the card, the second fight of 5 on this illustrious card, most definitely. Derek Lewis.
No, no, no. We got the
Oh,
ladies
yeah,
first.
I'm sorry, I got the ladies. My bad. Yeah. So this fight, man, like it's been kind of annoying me all week. Just the way people just disrespect Rose Namajunas. You feel me? I think she's still a great fighter. I think whenever she's truly motivated, I think it's hard for anyone to beat her with her speed, her power, her striking, her grappling. I think she's still a great fighter. Natalia Silva is a great striker. She can strike forwards, moving backwards, has phenomenal footwork. Really versatile striker from the spinning back kicks, the body kicks, the leg kicks. Pretty good with the hands too. Prefers to counter strike. And like, yeah, I feel like she's pretty good on the ground, but we haven't really seen her really get to utilize the ground game that much because people haven't had much success against her, getting her to the ground, getting her really out of her element, really in general. So this is a close fight in my opinion. I won't spend too long on it. I was gonna go with Rose Namajunas to win this fight. I think she can win this fight. I think she'll hit harder when they go blow for blow. I still think she hits extremely hard for this 125, 115 weight class, around there. She still has great kicks. She's still really fast, and she has great grappling herself. I just think people still continue to disrespect her because of her personality. And she said, like she's aware that if she wins this fight, Dana's gonna let her fight for the belt. So she's a former champion. She won her last fight. And man, I get it. She's had ups and downs at 125. That Manon Fiorot loss, that was a split decision, and she had her bleeding down the side of her face, and she broke her fucking pinky in the first fucking round. So it's like, I mean, like, come on. Like, I think she's still most definitely extremely competitive with whoever she fights in that cage. No one's ever gonna blow her out like that, beat her ass. Like, it's just not, absolutely fucking not. So I do think that she can win this fight. It's not me being biased. Like I said, Silva's a great fighter. She'll be faster in this fight, you could say, but I think Rose might be better technically in terms of her skill set. And I think she's more well-rounded too. So I was going to go with Rose Namajunas to win this fight in the underdog spot like she has in the past. Most definitely.
I think for the rest of the night, me and you are going to stay on the same side because I also have Rose winning this one by decision. I
Damn,
got
what
Thug
the
Nasty.
fuck?
I got the Thug in this one, dude. See Silva, like I think she's a really good fighter. She's very quick and she has that high output. She throws a lot of kicks. And even as good as she is, I just think Rose has so much more experience and she's still in it. Like she's still good. I don't think she lost a step. She resurged and she's proven that she's still here. She looks good in her losses and she looks amazing in her wins. I think it's going to be a gritty fight, and in a gritty fight, I'm taking
No.
Rose over near any of these girls. The only girls I'm taking over Rose are maybe some of the champions, and that's about it. Um, I think Rose is gonna win a split decision in this one, though. I think it'll be close because I don't want to count Natalia Silva out. I do think she's a good fighter. There's a reason she's ranked number
Absolutely.
4, and she's a heavy favorite. But I have Rose winning this one, 2 rounds to 1.
Most definitely. It's gonna be a close one. I think that experience gonna pull it out, and I think she's beaten. Of course, she's beaten the better competition. So, like, yeah, we'll
Mm.
see what happens. The greatest strawweight of all time, in my opinion. Whoever you think is the greatest strawweight, she knocked him the fuck out, and she beat him by decision to prove it was not a fluke. So, like, yeah, man, like for real, I've always thought it was Rose. That whole recycle conversation, the 3-headed monster. Like, it's just like, nah, man. I think she beat both these girls once by knockout, another time by decision. And the as far as her shit, just threw a wrench in the shit. And it's whatever, man. But this next one as well. It's an interesting one. We got Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. Most definitely, Waldo, the former baseball player turned MMA fighter. He did say in the MMA media day that, like, when throwing pitches and stuff like that, like the upper body workouts of baseball can 100% translate to MMA. So I did think that was pretty interesting. Most baseball players are really big individuals, like they be 6'3", 6'4". Sometimes you will have an Aussie Albies who's an Atlanta Brave. He's 5'8". Sometimes you will have a guy like that, but for the most part, these dudes are out here like Shohei Ohtani, who's 6'5", Freddie Freeman, the former Brave, who's 6'5", like Yu Darvish for like I think he plays for the Padres. He's 6'5" too. So most of these dudes are really fucking big. Like Aaron Judge, the Yankees franchise player, he's 6'7". So most baseball players are really big individuals for those who don't watch baseball like that. So when it comes to with Waldo's skill set, obviously he's a great boxer, has a fucking great chin that cannot be disputed. We haven't really seen him much on the ground or anything like that. It's really good, meat and potatoes fighter, good boxer, good combinations, good cardio for a heavyweight, great cardio, good footwork as well. Good defense, the way he'll slip the punches and the boxing combinations in the exchanges. And we all know Derek Lewis, he has the most knockouts in UFC history, regardless of the weight class. Hits extremely hard, obviously. But I do think he's really athletic though. Like he's really underrated in terms of his athleticism. He can get those legs up there really quick in terms of his lead roundhouse. This is his head kicks. Has great flying knees. When throwing them, like whether we all saw against Marcos Rogerio de Lima when he threw that flying knee, like a 30-second flying knee KO. That was fucking insane. I had him winning that fight. But winning that via flying knee, that shit was crazy, And it was crazy because he knew that was a big spot for him. I think he was lost 2 in a row heading into that fight. Derek had like abs, and again, that was UFC 291. That was the BMF card that I was talking about. So that was 2.5 years ago that knockout was. That's so fucking crazy. I remember that shit, bro. And
I remember that. The knockout. And I didn't even see it hit that clean until you saw the replay and it knocked his tooth in.
Like for real, bro. And like you saw like De Lima like a week later, so like his teeth were still really loose in his mouth, and like that shit was so fucking crazy, man. Like, this was so crazy, bro. And yeah, man, I just think Derek, to get to my pick, I still think he's extremely dangerous. You scroll down for me, I'm pretty sure Derek's 40 years old now. 40, about to be 41. Derek Lewis about to be 41. So he still has great fucking power, man. Like he weighed in this fight at 263. He looked in great shape. Anytime he looks in great shape, he's still gonna be in that 260 range. You're never gonna see him at 245. No, nothing like that. But he's not supposed to be. He has all. This is his build. He has this power, and I still think he's in great shape to be like his build, like to be Derek Lewis. So, I got Derek Lewis by way of first round knockout in this fight. I think like it's gonna happen within like one of the first few exchanges. I just don't see Derek landing a punch on Waldo and Waldo not going out. Regardless of whoever it is, like I said, Waldo has a great chin, but I just think Derek Lewis is literally he might be the hardest hitter in UFC history. So I still think he has phenomenal power. Whenever he lands clean, like whoever it is goes out. He's coming off 2 wins in a row, so he's coming off some confidence. He has momentum. He still wants to be here. He still wants to get paid and stay in shape. So I got Derek Lewis by first round knockout on this card.
Yeah, dude, I'm right with you. I had Lewis winning this one by knockout. He's just done this for longer, and he's proven his striking just works. Anything he throws, it could hit. I think, just like you said, any punch he throws is fight ending. And that's just enough for me. Like, unless it's a guy that I just think is gonna negate what Derek Lewis could do with some kind of wrestling. I don't see them being able to win this, and I don't see Waldo wrestling Derek Lewis. One touch and this fight could end, and I think, yeah, first round. That sounds good to me, dude. Derek Lewis first round knockout.
Minus 320.
He's just gonna keep letting the money flow into his bank account until he gets put out one time, and he's like, you know what, I don't want to do that again. So I think he has another fight or two in him, dude. It's different at heavyweight when you don't have to cut. You feel good, your body feels good. Just keep going. Letting the money stack. He's a gatekeeper. He's never fighting for a belt again. He knows that. And he also knows that he doesn't have to fight one of the top, few guys. He doesn't have to fight Jalton Almeida again. He doesn't have to fight, he doesn't have to do that. So the UFC wouldn't do him like that.
No, I agree, man. Like they gave him a fight that's that's above him, that's winnable. He was asking, and Waldo was the one that was asking for this fight. He kept calling out Derek Lewis. He wanted Derek Lewis. So we're about to see how it plays out, man. It's really interesting. I'm gonna watch the final face-offs when we get out of here to see how they really measure up size-wise like that. But I think Derek can knock him the fuck out, most definitely. No disrespect. Waldo's a great fighter. He weathered an eye poke to knock out Ante Delija. Obviously, this guy's a great fighter. Got another win by KO like a week later. So obviously, this guy's on a fucking hot streak right now. It's a test of wills, man. This is gonna be a good fight. I just think Derek can land on him, and I think he can put him out most definitely. I got Derek Lewis by first round KO. Moving on up the card, most definitely. Going to the co-main event, got Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong on this card. Yeah, man, I won't spend too long on this one because I do feel pretty confident in my pick on this one. I got Sean O'Malley to win this via decision. Just got Sean, man. Like I think like this is a good matchup for him. He's fighting another striker. I get it, you know. It's still another piece of good competition compared to who he's used to fighting. I feel like you know he because he fought Petr Yan. That was a high level opponent. He won my split decision. Some people thought he lost. He fought Aljamain after that. Aljamain did not get to train for that fight. Niggas know that now, all these years later. Especially with the fighting shit coming out. Even Aljamain said he was blindsided, all that shit. So he fought Merab Dvalishvili. I mean, of course, he fought Marlon Vera. That was another step down in competition for him. And then you just go to fighting a Merab who's on a 13-fight win streak and shit like that. So I think this is another high-level fighter, and he has to see where he's really at. He can really fight with these high-level dudes. But this is another striker. I think Sean's good at striking. He's good at, like, he's always good with the striking. I think he'll hit harder in this fight. And I think the reach advantage is what's going to do him the most in this fight. I think he's going to look great in terms of the distance management, the speed. So I got Sean O'Malley to win this fight via decision. And yeah, that's it. Just really styling and profiling. If he gets a knockout, he's 1000% fighting for the belt. But I think Song's really durable, so I think Sean might win via decision.
Word. So I know I said Arnold Allen and Gene Silva could really be a fight of the night, but this one I think too. I was just watching their fights, all their recent fights. I was watching Song Yadong and Peter Yan. I like when two guys fought the same guy, so you could kind of get the reads of how these dudes go into fights and what the same guy could push these guys to do. So I watched the Peter Yan fight for both of them, and I'm not gonna say, oh, this guy fought better against Peter Yan than the other, but starting with Song Yadong, like he's a very forward pressure guy. He has that Muay Thai stance, he's very quick, very snappy. He does shoot takedowns, so he mixes Muay Thai with wrestling, which is a very, very like incredible skill set. Those are two really good ones to have together. Um, he's a hard hitter. He swings for the fence. He can wrestle. He could get up. I think Song Yadong's going to push Sean O'Malley good. He's going to be trying to walk him down a lot. Sean O'Malley, then the Peter Yan fight. Everyone should have seen that, and if you haven't, you have to go watch this amazing fight. Sean O'Malley was just on the back foot the whole fight, just sniping, landing these beautiful shots. He showed great, like not just good, but like great wrestling defense in that one. And I think people are so blindsided from the two Marab fights to realize how good Sean's wrestling defense actually is. Um, the Marab just exposed it. I think in this one, Song Yadong is going to wrestle, and we're going to see just good defense from Sean in this. Maybe he gets taken down, maybe he loses a minute of control time, but he's going to get back to his feet. He's going to get to the cage and do his thing. Um, and like I said, in the striking exchanges, Song Yadong is good and he's explosive, but he's not winning these exchanges with Sean O'Malley. I mean, he's a sniper. He hits those off-angle punches. He has great teeps. He's really good, and without the worry about a wrestling threat that he can't get up from, I think Sean O'Malley is going to let loose. He knows he has to win. This is on a 2-fight losing streak. Um, yeah, I mean, it's still good coaching at the end of the day. People don't like Tim Welch, but that's a great coach right there, dude. Homegrown and made it to the belt. You have to respect it. Um, Dude, I didn't even look at none of my notes for that. I was just off the dome. I was excited for this fight, dude. I like Sean O'Malley to win this one by a decision. I think Sean can knock him out. He could knock anyone out. He's one of the hardest hitters in the division. But I'm gonna take him to win this one by decision. I think he wins this one 2-1 rounds. Uh, yeah, I like Sean in this one, dude. I'm super excited for this fight. Like they finally don't have him going against a pure wrestler because it was just sad to see him have to do that. I mean, he's fought what 3 wrestlers straight now? No, sorry, he had the Cheeto fight, but it was Aljamain, Marab. Like it's just been a lot of wrestling from him in camps, and now he could really just let loose and strike, you know. So I'm happy for him.
Mm-hmm. Nah, damn, my bad. I had to follow this person. Um, Yeah, absolutely. Like, yo, and like, I agree, man. Like, I do think that Sean can get this done. Like, I think it's a good matchup for him. Get his confidence back. He needs his confidence, after taking those two losses, after losing his belt like that, 100%. It's different when you wake up the next morning and you don't got that motherfucker no more, man. 100%, you feel that. 100%, it's a part of it. You feel me? Every champion feels that, unless you're, John Jones or Beamer Magomedov. So I mean, this is what it is. Even GSP lost his fucking belt, So hey, man, we'll see what happens. But wishing both these fighters the best. And this card really is incredible. The more we go, like the more we talk about it, the more we really see all the matchups. It's like the pay-per-view is gonna be like you're gonna be getting hit with one after the other. It's like DJ Khaled, fucking another one. Like for real. And we can go ahead and hit the main event. Most definitely. Thank y'all so much for kicking it with us tonight on the MMAHOLICS Network. First main event of the year.
Do we
Most
go
definitely.
5-5, bro? Do we go 5-5?
We're gonna see, yo. This fight's pretty crazy, man. I think it's pretty interesting. I can't really tell you how it's going to play out, regardless of who I pick. I think it's a really intriguing matchup just based on the styles. Two dudes I never thought would fight. I'll be quite honest. I
Yeah.
never thought these guys would fight each other. Um, it's weird seeing their names across the bill. Patty has a lot of respect for Justin. He said that back at the hype press conference, and he, kind of talked a little bit of trash, at the post fight. I mean, at the pre fight, which is expected. It's fight time now. They don't train for each other and all that, so it's expected. And they got to sell the fight. They know they got to sell the fight. So, we all know how much respect Patty has for Justin. Pretty sure Justin has respect for Patty. He even said it like, "Yo, like, I'm the most entertaining fighter, but this guy is right behind me." You feel me? During like the the UFC I forgot what they named that one, but they hadn't had a seasonal press conference in so long. When they did that shit, that was crazy to see. But yeah, like even for this fight right here, I mean, man, it's just really fucking intriguing, man. I still think this is the biggest competition Patty's ever fought in his entire fucking MMA career, in his entire professional career. Like he fought Michael Chandler. Patty was ranked like number 12. He beat an ranked 8th Michael Chandler. And they just, the activity in the rankings caused him to rise up the rankings. So he's fighting here, going from Michael Chandler, who I think Justin is way better than skill wise. He still has a lot more danger. Chandler doesn't have any real combinations, any real leg kicks he can throw at Patty to really gain respect. That's why Patty was able to implement his will like that in that fight, wrestling him, elbowing him, all that. Like Michael didn't really have any offense he could throw out to him, in terms of sitting down and throwing, combinations and shit like that. Justin 100% is a way better boxer than Michael Chandler. He still has great leg kicks. And he still has great takedown defense, even when it comes to funking out of takedowns in midair, his rolls, anti-wrestling with the rolls. I still think Justin's a great fighter, man. I just think he's gotten some miles on the clock now. And that's really the biggest thing that's going against him in this fight. We saw him get submitted by Charles Oliveira and Habib Nurmagomedov, two of the greatest grapplers to ever put on MMA gloves, period. In like the history of the world. So, I mean, I feel like it's kind of hard to use those examples because, like, don't get me wrong, Patty's a good grappler himself, but Charles dropped him to the ground, took his back. Justin was on top of Khabib, on top of him. Khabib went to a triangle, some shit we had never seen Khabib do. He whipped some shit out of I mean, because we never saw Khabib on his back ever in his fucking career. And the one time we do, he fucking hits he hit a try. Like even GSP was so fucking impressed because we had like he just showed some shit that like it was another level of his game that you can tell had been there for years, but we hadn't seen till his last fight. So that's how Justin got submitted by Khabib. So it's like I think it's going to be hard for Patty to get the fight to the ground, man. I think Patty's going to have to get the fight to the ground. He still has his chin up in the air a lot, man. I think his striking defense is like, I think it's like 54%. So he's getting hit a lot in these fights. Even like the fights, the Chandler fight, he didn't get hit that much. That was a Loki his best performance in the UFC.
He got
So
clipped one time with his chin up, bad. Yeah, he got hit
so
one
like
time.
so I just think that Justin's going to be way more composed. He still has Trevor Whitman in his corner. We know he has great cardio training out of the state of Denver. You feel me? Denver, Colorado. From going to Onyx fight teams to Elevation fight team, Corey Sanhagen, all those dudes. He's still training really hard up in Colorado. We know he has great cardio. His chin is still pretty solid. You saw him how he head kicked Dustin Poirier. You feel me? It's just after that, because yeah, like that was 291. Yeah, he got knocked out by Max. That's what it was. It was the Holloway shit. He broke his nose in the first round of that fight. He was not the same. You can't breathe and focus. He was just not the same, man. So it's like, I think with this fight, I think Holloway is a way better striker than Patty. I think Patty's danger. He does have danger on the feet. He's a grown man. He can land a fucking punch and he can fucking hurt him 100%. I think Gaethje has the edge technically on the feet. I think if it hits the ground, Justin might be in trouble, but I don't think by any means he's a fish out of water the way some people on Twitter are trying to make it seem. So, like, I don't think it's striker versus grappler. Like, Patty 100% has great flying knees. He has good leg kicks, pretty underrated leg kicks, and his hands are getting better because he'll throw like the winging hooks and shit, with his chin and stuff. So, but he does have great flying knees. He has great dexterity in his knees, his kicks. He's really athletic. So there is danger on the feet for Patty Pimblett. It's a close one, man. I think it's a close fight. It's a legend versus a really popular up and comer. Man, like it sucks to see one of these dudes lose. Me personally in this fight, I was gonna go with Justin Gaethje, man. I think he can win this motherfucking fight, man. I think he can win this fight. People are counting him out only because of his age. If he was a little bit younger, I think 100% he can win this fight. I think the dudes he got submitted by, they would beat Patty. They would choke out Patty. I think Charles would submit Patty. I think Habib Nurmagomedov would submit Patty. Those fights, I think Charles and Patty would be close. I think Patty has 100% gotten better. He's undefeated inside the UFC for a reason. The Jared Gordon shit. Obviously, people thought he lost, but he absorbed that, took it for what it was, and he improved from that. He himself knew he lost that fight. He watched it back. He was real with himself, and that's why he looks so much better now. So it's like this is the best version of Patty versus a still really, really, really good Justin Gaethje, a future Hall of Famer. So it's like, man, I do think that Justin can win this fight, man. I think it might, obviously, people think it'd be better for the sport if Patty won. Ilya versus Patty is right there. We already saw what happened with the sanitizer shit. It's all the story is right fucking there for the Ilya and Patty shit. I just think stylistically, I think Justin can win this fight. And I'm not gonna pick against him just because for the sake of a storyline. I think Gaethje can win this fight when it comes down to it. So that's my long drawn out answer. I got Justin Gaethje to win this fight via decision. I don't think he's gonna knock out Patty and nothing like that. I think it'll be like the Tony Ferguson fight, not as one sided, but like he's gonna look good and he'll win by decision. I got Justin the highlight Gaethje, to win this fight.
So the big question of the night is, did we go 100% on the same picks as each other? We've gotten every fight until this one correct. Do you think that we got the same pick for this one, or do you
I
think
don't
I
know,
strayed
man.
away for
Like,
this one?
I don't know. Like, I think you might be feeling Patty, man. Like, I don't
Let me
know.
tell you if I'm feeling Patty, because I am most certainly not picking Patty Pimblett at UFC 324. Dude, no, but let me tell you, 2 weeks ago, if you asked me, I was like, yeah, Patty's gonna sub him. Dude, when I just started thinking about it and I was like, let me watch some film, I'm not a big fan of his mechanics striking, dude. So like the thing I noticed, like, first, like, oh, everyone always talks about the high chin, right? The high chin. And then I also watched, and it's like, oh, he kind of has these very wide elbows. So the high chin and wide elbows. So his chin is just out there. He's throwing these very wide jabs and crosses, and they're flared. And then you watch Justin Gaethje, and one of the things about Justin, like both these dudes, I think they're gonna come out throwing leg kicks at each other, finding the range. They both have very good leg kicks. But one thing about Justin Gaethje, if you watch any of his fights, when it starts getting gritty and they start trading, is Justin has this high guard when he's just up here and he's tight, and after that he comes in with the most straight jab right down the middle. And there's not been a single person he's ever fought in the UFC that didn't get hit by one of these. Um, You've seen it in the even in the Max fight. After he broke his nose, I think it was a spinning back kick that put him out. He had a good round
Yeah,
later
man.
on where he started picking it up, and it was like, oh, like there was everyone had a little like, oh, can Justin maybe turn this around? Dude, I just think that first like clean jab down the middle. Everyone says Justin's the hardest hitter they've ever faced. Justin lands that first jab and Patty feels it right on his face. It changes the fight. It changes your pressure and your intensity and how you want to fight this guy. And then, Patty's going to want to grapple. And obviously in the grappling department, I think like you say, he's not a fish in the water, but once the fight's on the ground and Patty has a dominant position, I do think there's a massive gap there where Patty has finish potential. I think he has more of a chance to finish it by sub than Justin would by knockout. Um, but like on the feet, I just think the gap is too big. The experience is too big. I think experience plays such a big factor. Patty's fought in Cage Warriors for a belt, but this is different. It's a UFC. Is a higher level fighter with higher stakes. Patty knows this, and he's not a scrub. I think on the floor and against the cage, Patty has a great advantage. But like when this fight's just striking blow for blow, and Patty's confident in himself because he's a great striker. Like he showed it against Michael Chandler. Chandler's not no walkover. Chandler will beat any of these dudes that are not in the top 10. Promise you that. But Chandler only fights high level guys. But dude, Justin showed it against Fiziev twice. He didn't just beat Fiziev once;
For
he beat him
real.
twice, and he had this dude walking out the cage butchered both times. No one does that to Rafael Fiziev. I'm sorry, that dude's an amazing striker. So, like I said, I think these dudes are gonna come out the gates, both of them throwing their low kicks, trying to find their range. But Justin's gonna start sniping and sniping and sniping. In the second round, third round, he's sniping, sniping. Fourth round, it's just starting to drain on Patty. And he can't get the finish. I think Justin Gaethje is going to win this one by a decision or a late TKO. I don't think this dude has the same fate as like a Dustin Poirier where he never gets to touch the belt. Like I think this is his chance. Dustin's last chance came against Islam Makhachev, who people say, I've seen top 5 conversations for Islam of UFC fighters, and he's like the hands down. So,
He's
like
definitely, man, he's fucking close. He's
that's
knocking
that's
on the
what
door
Dustin
for
got
sure.
for his last fight. So that was Dustin's last chance. Justin and Dustin don't have the same fate. They are two different human beings with two different like paths. They don't have to both be those guys who never got to touch gold, only intern belts. I think Justin could really get this one. This is the perfect chance for him. How old is Justin? He's
37.
37. People acting like he's fit.
37, boy.
Bro, Volk won the belt at 37. No, like, come on, man. Like, I got Justin. Call it him wrong. I got Justin Gaethje winning this one by decision or a late TKO. I like Patty. I think I hope Justin's game plan for the grappling, on the cage work. He has Patty's back against the cage. We've all seen Patty throw up those triangles against the cage. It's super dangerous. I think there's going to be a lot of times when Patty's going to throw up these submissions when we're not expecting them. And I just hope Justin's ready for that because if he is, he wins this fight 100%.
I agree, man. And like I think it's gonna come down to experience at the end of the day. The experience of Justin Gaethje. Like, this is Patty's first main event, man. Patty didn't even get to go through a fucking UFC London. Like for real, man. So it's like, man, I think again, I think this is the best Patty we've ever seen. My bad. I got bumped out of the stream yard. This is the best Patty we've ever seen, in my opinion. 100%. He's definitely the UFC did the best they could with him. He's developed the most he could up until this point. He has to fight the real guys now, and even doing that, he's getting an older Gaethje, even at that. So we're gonna see, man. Like, this shit's been crazy. The Patty adventure. I'm not saying it's only over or nothing like that. The Justin Adventure's obviously been crazy. This whole shit's a movie, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. So, I just want to witness the history on Saturday night. But I do have Justin Gaethje, and new for the second time, the interim lightweight champion of the UFC. Most definitely, yeah, man. I think it's gonna be a good card. Um, I agree, man. I really do think it's gonna be a good card. Um, Looking back on it now that we're done with it, probably give the card like at least an 8.5. It's a really, really fucking good card. I think we're gonna be
8.5 is
satisfied.
good. Yeah.
hmm Like, yeah, I think like 8.5. If the fights deliver, it could easily be a 9.
I think
9 point.
there's no like long gaps with that. Like even if you're only here for like bigger names, like you get through those first two fights and you got the back to back both the Johnsons, and then you got Gautier one fight after that, and then it's just straight bangers. You got one woman's fight, you don't want to watch the woman, whatever. Like it's just it's gonna be good viewer retention, I think.
That's what I think. Yeah, like when you have all these interesting matchups back to back, like it's like how you just said. You put it nicely, but that's it for me though, man. On this pod, and most definitely, we broke down 325 and 326, reacted to the things that happened at the end of 2025. So, thank y'all so much for joining us as always. Definitely catch us next week where we're going to break down UFC 325. We got two numbered events back to back, so definitely got to get started on the research for that card. But that's it for me, Nikki, unless you got anything else.
That's it from me. Y'all appreciate y'all coming out if you watch. If you're watching the stream late, we appreciate y'all. We'll see you guys next week for the next numbered event, not a pay-per-view because those aren't a thing anymore. Numbered event. Hopefully we have a new name because numbered event is not sticking with me. I cannot keep calling stuff numbered events.
Numbered
I
event,
need
right?
I need a new name for these. We we're gonna figure something out, but we'll see you next week for Volkanovski and Lopez. I gotta get to work soon on my picks because I don't like doing it last minute. So yeah, we appreciate y'all coming out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord if you want. Follow us on Twitter. Interact with us there, and we appreciate you guys.
Most definitely. All right, bet. Y'all have a blessed one, man. God bless y'all. Enjoy the fight. Stay safe. If you're living I'm from Georgia. Nikki
Hmm.
lives up near the New York area, like
In the heart
Connecticut
of it.
region. Most definitely. Yeah, you're yo,
In the heart
anyone
of it.
who's near that storm, I don't think they've given it like a name yet, like a Hurricane Irene or Katrina or something like that. But anyone who's near that storm, God bless y'all. Stay safe, get as much food as you can. Anything you gotta do it early, before the stores close. So y'all stay
Be
safe, most
careful.
definitely.
Hurricane Gaethje is coming, and it's
I'm
gonna
dead.
take the belt.
For sure. Nah, it's funny because like it's literally gonna start snowing here when it hits 9 o'clock when the pay-per-view started when the number
Yo, I didn't
when
think
the-
that. Hopefully, you don't lose no power, dude.
oh fuck that. Yeah, I got my laptop, so I'm gonna be all right for sure. I got my hotspot in case the Wi-Fi goes out, but y'all have a blessed one. Y'all stay
All right,
safe,
y'all.
most definitely.
Good night.